Z taking on EU. FAB versus Immunity. Myself and Wonderboy coming in for this one. Brother, we did say this was going to be a very, very good game. However, I've got to say, with the recent performances, I do think after the straight Ripper match, certainly FAB, they're looking really good. A little bit demoralized, they're a little bit deflated by what happened with Optic, but certainly Immunity, their backs are against the wall. They are 2-0 in the groups. And they looked a little bit rough yesterday, I won't lie. Yeah,
2-0 in losses for those guys, definitely. FAB games yesterday, obviously losing against Straight, they left it all on the line in that series. Fell in against Optic in the winner's bracket as well. They'll be looking to make it right here. Mo straight away going down low. We'll swap over to Respectful, who's been known for a while as the best in Europe, but it looks like the Immunity boys with early pressure. Junior getting the first railgun of the game. That's going to help them out massively as he's already advancing onto the FAB base, pushing into this gen. He's going to be such a tough cookie to take out of this area. It's going to allow his teammates to push up, and in fact, he's going to be the man to try and run the objective. That's 3 down there for FAB, so early pressure here from Immunity. It looks like it could be a flag capture here as well.
Yeah, he's just going to miss that flag, but his teammate Seduce is there to call and collect. Railgun still in hand, and I can't believe they've not killed him as of yet. He was inside the generator, but he's doing all sorts of damage here to FAB. No shields whatsoever, but his teammate's giving him support. You can see him just extending into that garage, and all of a sudden, 1-0 to Immunity. A very quick and very aggressive flag capture, Harry.
Yeah, one of the game types actually that FAB struggles with quite a lot. They get top middle control very, very well, but they say they really struggle with trying to trap spawners. They really struggle with trying to contain some of the spawners of the enemy team. So just look out for that going forward. Definitely not one of FAB's better game types. Respectful here is already in the Immunity base. He picks up a Slay, which means he's able to run this flag now, and if Immunity aren't careful right here, he could be capped, but good job there from Seduce, stopping that flag early. Looks like he's going to get the return here as well. So really nice stuff here from Immunity so far, really exploiting some of FAB's weaknesses so far.
Yeah, every time they've managed to go for the flag, they have chased them down rather hard. Looking across the board, then Seduced, top middle, will jump down into the generator. Jimbo's caught off guard, gives him the beat down, doesn't finish off the kill though, backs up in there, Junior down in the kill feed. There goes 2 with a double, and look at this, the aggression, the push. Immunity are just flooding FAB's base, and they're all dropping like flies. Now the flag's on the move. Respectful, the only man who can do anything. He's the last one standing. Double kill comes out. But it looks like it's going to be 2 Foxy who's managed to stay alive and somehow managed to save the day and put a stop on this flag.
Yeah, Seduce though is doing so much work here for Immunity. So many big slays being picked up by him right there, and his slaying actually allowed Benno over here to pick up the railgun, and he already has top middle control. Camouflage coming up very soon. That's why we see Immunity around this area of the map at the moment, but Benno is going to be taken down. You can see on his death screen that camouflage is being picked up. 2 Foxy and his teammate right there, already pushed to top middle, burnt there from Taj. So good execution from Taj, burning that camouflage, not allowing FAB games to pick up that camouflage as well as this railgun. But speaking of the railgun, it's 2 Foxy with this, top middle control, and Mose with 2.
Mose with a double kill, as you mentioned. Mose does go down. Immunity answer back. 2 will fall. A little bit of a missed railgun there, unfortunately, for 2 Foxes. He does take control of top mid. One player more than likely about to jump up on him. You can see the radar there, the little dot running around. And without question, here comes Benno. Clips the initial wall, so he's going to be weak. He's looking to try and secure this kill. Grenades go down. Benno, good God, still alive, Harry.
Yeah,
still alive.
Benno's still alive, but we've seen in this kind of period of play from 2 Foxy being top middle, with this railgun, he's constantly looking for spawners, and you can tell he's not really entirely confident in terms of where the Immunity spawners were. As a result, one of the Immunity players, I think it might have been Voltage, actually was able to get out and pull FAB's flag, but 2 slays coming in from FAB right here means 2 Foxy's going to push up from top middle and start running his flag a little bit more direct. Fresh slays from FAB means 2 Foxy can run this very quickly.
You mentioned over 2, you're going to make that 3, misses the beat down there, opts to run the flag instead, but there are 3 members of Immunity. They are coming down hard onto FAB. They're going to try and reclaim this flag. It's out in the open. Unfortunately, in fact, there's 2 members of them. They're looking at the door. They're getting the slays, Harry. It's going to be Seduced, double kill as well. That is an enormous push from Immunity. They've stopped the flag, they've managed to save it, and they stay 1-0 up in this game.
Yeah, Seduce the God with 2. He's finally put to bed, though. I want to swap over to Voltage, coming off the respawn right here. 8 minutes left in the game. That means the railgun's coming up, as well as the camouflage coming up soon as well. Looking across the board, looks like it's actually going to be FAB with the majority of map control, but Junior, you can see in the kill feed with the railgun, Mose will take him down and get that railgun as well. You can see Mose here transitioning immediately to top middle. In fact, FAB taking a little moment. I like that to get his shields back. We'll take down Seduce there as well. That's going to put Moz in a prime position to grab the next camouflage. If you can get a camo rail on the board on Fathom, as it looks like Moz is about to do right here, you could be a really dangerous player here on this map.
Yeah, just watching for the spawn over on the bat side. Gets himself a free uncontested camo as well. Railgun with one bullet in the chamber, looking for a target. It's going to be Seduced, who is on the receiving end of it. One more bullet, looking around, and there is a guy below him, so he needs to be careful. Flag's actually there now. We're all drawn up. Fabi, stick one in the net, and there we have it, all drawn up. Gets the beat down. Teammate is there in the form of Respectful. They're going to be running this flag again. Probably look for him to get another Slayer before advancing. Ow! What a scope though. Scope's in hand. Pauses for a second. Goes around the corner, but he will be dropped. Looking at Immunity now to see if they can get out of the base. Unfortunately, they cannot as they get drilled back down. But we do have an Astro listening ready from the boys down under. So let's dive on in with Immunity and have a listen to what they've got to say.
I'm trying to say left.
One shot down, one shot outside.
One top center on our court somewhere, guys.
One shot bottom, middle down, one shot bottom behind you, Benny.
Our court's still weak, Jimbo. There's a flag touch.
He's behind me, our flag. I'm gonna die. Our flag as well.
Yeah, there's two on me. One hit out elbow, respect. Yeah, there's three on flag, three on flag. I got one. One more on court. Oh, shot's good. Absolute. Nice. Push shots ready. Yeah, I'm coming, Junior.
I'm looking at Jen.
Top mid, last guy after that.
That's better.
Top mid.
And top middle.
Can't see him. Yeah, he went to our tree, I think. Yeah, he's leverage. And our tree house got two shots. It's absolute. I got it.
Just keep pushing out touch. Yeah, I'm pushing. I'm going the bridge.
I'm on their silo. I'm pushing.
Railgun's up in 10.
Yeah, I'm looking at silo.
Red nades.
That's naded.
Jumping top.
There's a guy in there, Jen.
There's a guy red bridge. Red bridge is going to chase. Red bridge.
Can we
drop that court behind you? One shot red pit. One shot red pit.
They're going to get rail, I think.
Weak on rail now.
Just got rail. Flanking him. Their front base. Their front base guns up.
Keep playing touch. Stay alive, touch.
Last two, they're caught. They're last two. And they have rail there. They're both around their jump up. Nice. There's another one there. He's kind of weak. I'm looking bottom mid.
One shot solid, one shot solid.
Again,
one shot there.
And covers up too.
One shot there, BR.
I'm not sure what's on
bottom middle. And
wait, railgun's on our side. He's going for it.
Bottom middle.
I can't look.
He's out wall, two shots.
They're touching by yourself. Absolutely. Red tree pushing top mid. Railgun's down our court as well, guys. Camera's up. There's two on it. I'm trying to look camera.
One shot top mid, I got him.
Nice. Big kill, dude. That's huge. Alright, rail is down our court. And then look, there's...
So nice teamwork there. You were listening to them. They're very calm, very collective, Harry. Nothing panicky, nothing too much, working together. They're really giving Fabi a good game here. Fabi are not been allowed to run away with it like a few people may have expected them being able to do, but we did say this could be a very close game.
Yeah, nice, calm and collected communication there from the boys from down under. Representing the ANZ region, they realize how much is on the line in this series, an entire region's pride on their shoulders. And Fathom is one of those game types where if you start getting a little bit too frantic in your comms, you know, it can really slip out of hand. But coming back to the game right here, Jimbo again with height control and this railgun, but he looks like he's going to be caught out right there by one of the immunity members. That's going to be Voltage. So Taj here with top control and that railgun now. Good team fight coming in from immunity, but Mo's still making a kill happen right there. That's going to help his team out a little bit, but you can see already Taj here with top middle control and that railgun. Looks like he's going to be able to put some damage.
Yep, indeed. And as soon as you mention that, Harry, he will fall. But Benno comes in at least to help him out and support him. Oh, here we go. Now it's died. Now it's begun. Mr. Two Foxy, the man who is known for doing this.
That's
couple of, oh, well, why not? You know what I mean? It's game number one. You might as well have a crack at him, try and break some confidence. But it's the reason that he does it. He tries to tilt you and he does it on purpose. And I'll tell you what, if you've ever matched against him in matchmaking, good God, does it do the job. The flag will get returned, though, across the map. Junior comes downstairs. Bit of a whiffy miss from him, and he will drop down. That's what you get, Sunshine, for shooting bodies. Respectful, hunting some players, though. He's going to get grenaded and hit hard from behind. Hits the juice though and answers one back. Does get a bullet from the spawn over on Silo. And at the moment, we're just looking for some players. Everyone seems to be dropping around the map, Harry. Jimbo, the only man really to make anything happen as he tracks back to his base. But this is kind of what I'm seeing a lot from FAB. They always seem to be really worried about what's going on in their base rather than being able to advance forward and make something happen in the opponents.
Yeah, Benno from Immunity actually has the railgun, so I almost want to swap over to him. Watching his point of view right now, you can see in the kill feed he actually just went down. So we'll stay on the point of view of Jimbo. He actually just surrendered that camouflage to Junior, but again, you see in the kill feed, the arrow comes up, Junior gets taken down. So that camouflage, absolutely a non-factor in this game so far. Good slaying coming in here out of FAB, and considering this is one of their weaker game types, they're really giving a good game to Immunity. You can see them pushing in through the elbow right there. That means Jimbo's going to know exactly where they're spawning. He knows they're going to spawn 100% silo because that spawn is not blocked, but great focus fire there from Immunity, taking Jimbo down, and now it's going to be Seduced to try and clear out his own base and find some of the FAB players, and there goes Moz.
Diving back into his Generator will clear this out. There's the BR. One of his teammates will run across his screen, get the return there. Still tracking back, having to wander around, making sure nobody is alive. Does finally tag up the return. Probably could have left it, but just wanted to make sure that flag makes its way home. 2 players though. Top mid, grenade goes down. Shots coming across from both tree houses. So the pin top mid, getting bullets from left and right. Bobbing and weaving, ducking and diving, bottom middle. We will move on to observer mode. Show you guys at home where the players are going to be coming around. Respectful down in the kill feed. That's a huge double kill for him. But Seduce in a prime position to at least get some defense. As soon as I say that, Harry, he will drop.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was, you can see on the player outlines that 3 red members from FAB in the immunity base, and it's so hard to clear out 3 members from your own base. He's going to be respectful here to try and put the flag in, but he's going to be stopped. Mose has top middle control. It's going to be Jimbo with the return, and the flag capture right here. 2-1 to FAB.
There you have it. The crowd's making some noise, and Europe's dreams are still alive in game number 1. 2-1, 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Slay here for Fabi, in my opinion. Fabi, excuse me, 2Foxy will move his way into the opposing team's generator, looking for anybody who wants to try and challenge him. At the moment, he can probably stay here. He's going to pull this one, Harry, and take it bottom mid. Yeah,
speaking of slays at the moment, respectful most in the game by a far margin, and Fabi actually outslaying the immunity boys by a lot as well. 83 to 69 in slays at the moment. You can see Junior there going down. We'll hop over to Seduce. He's one of the best players from the ANZ region, if not the best player. So we'll stay on his point of view for a little while, see what he can do to try and spring back this immunity team back into this series, because so far in game number 1, they are down, and it doesn't look like they've put anything together for quite a while so far in this game.
Yep, we'll stay on board with him off of the respawn. FAB. I'm seeing 3 dead here for immunities. That's going to mean Seduced is the last one standing. Wait for his teammates to come out of the death screen. Grenades go down, looking for some hit markers. We'll check every single corner. I like this, making sure no one's creeping around. Moz is caught off guard top mid, so he's going to be tinked up as we see one player drop down as well top mid. That's going to be Jimbo with a double kill. Moz trying to make his way up to top mid off the ledge. Doesn't happen though. Seduce will end his life. And now we see, I don't think 2Fox actually seen him. He has jumped out now, so the grenades are going to come in. The battle will start to put pressure on as he sees Perry in front of him. He's got a player to his right hand side also.
I actually want to swap over to Jimbo, because in the kill feed, I've seen him 3 kills in a row now with this rifle. And honestly, I haven't seen too much out of Jimbo in this game. Wouldn't be surprised to see him have the smallest kind of kills on his team. You saw the kill scoreboard right there for Jimbo. He actually had only 14. 2Fox is on the death screen, so we'll swap over to Respectful. But yeah, Jimbo, not really putting up a lot of slays, a lot of objective work on the board, but with only 15 seconds left in this game, you've got to say, unless Immunity put a run together immediately, and that's why Junior's absolutely steaming. 3 kills here though from Immunity. They need to run this ASAP, but it looks like that's probably going to be game.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be it. Not enough time to make anything happen. Fabi take game number 1, 2-1. But I tell you what, ANZ, man, Team Immunity, they did not make that easy whatsoever for Fabi. We expected, well, me personally, I were expecting a little bit of a challenge, but yeah, that was wild. And I did just see potentially an overkill flag up there. We will bring the spectator stats up on screen for you in just a second, so we'll move them along as soon as that one happens. There you go, there you have it. Looking at the KDs, Harry, 31 kills to 21 and an overkill as well. We didn't catch that, apologies. Respectful though, doesn't want to go home yet.
Yeah, I think that actually might have been during the Team Immunity listening, but a positive 10 spread and the overkill from Respectful, the best player in Europe, turning up on the international stage. Got to give a massive shout out to Mose and to Foxy as well, hanging up there with the slays. Speaking of the slays, it was actually a positive 17 in terms of slays versus Immunity. Fabi coming out on top in the slaying department as well as the scoreline. But you're right, Immunity, they may not have got as many kills as Fab in that game, but they were still able to put up a really good fight and get crucial kills when Fabi were trying to put flag runs together. Still contesting top middle. You can see on the replays a lot of top control being contested from Team Immunity. But they did really good with the low slaying output they actually got out of that game. They did a very good job of stopping Fabi's runs early, but in the end, you can see the boys from Fabi just too strong.
Fantastic effort, at least from Immunity. All been well as we move on in this best of 7. They are showing signs of life and potentially able to take a game or 2 away from FAB. Looking at the screens right now, it doesn't look too confident on the side of FAB. A couple of hand gestures here and there, although it does seem all smiles around from Moz.
Yeah, I said earlier on the desk, actually, this is the first time that a #1 ANZ team is going up against a #1 European team, which is absolutely true, but I did misspeak. Actually, last year at Worlds, it was Infused playing Exile 5, not Team Immunity, so I did misspeak on that
And
one.
I think they actually put up a good fight against them again. I'm pretty sure that Exile 5 may have took a game or two from them.
Well, no, I wasn't there, but, you know, feels bad now.
I'm
here now.
felt that jab there.
Hey,
I felt that one.
I'm here now.
It's all good. It's all safe. You're here now, brother.
But to Foxy, definitely the shot caller from FAB. We hear it throughout the listenings. He is the vocal leader for FAB. He always keeps them in check, and his counterpart on the other side, you'd have to say, is Benno. And right now, he finds his team 1-0 down in this series, going into a Coliseum Slayer Game 2. We've seen the type of shots that two Foxy respectful Moz can hit on this map. Very important for Immunity right here, the opening strats, getting the rocket launcher you see on the screen, getting the sniper out of the hands of two Foxy, because that man can really pick face. We didn't really see it so much against top tier opposition yesterday against Optic, but if Immunity can suffocate two Foxy, prevent respectful Moz getting those rockets and putting pressure down, then I think Immunity have a real shot of taking this game.
Here we go then, guys. Game number 2. Tweet the stream, use the hashtag HaloWC. FAB versus Immunity. ANZ versus Europe. And we are going to kick things off with Europe's finest player, and the man who just bagged himself an overkill. It's going to be respectful Harry. You called out this sniper, this rockets, how vital, how crucial and important these weapons are on a map like Coliseum, especially when it's a Slayer.
Yeah, it's actually Jimbo to get the first rocket launcher of the game, and it's the man I said you can't let have the sniper if your team Immunity. It's going to be two Foxy who picks that one up. Actually, I think Fabi's primary sniper, I mean, we've seen some of the clips he hits in European scrims. He hit some very nice clips in the lead up to Worlds, so we'll see if he can continue his performance from online. You can see him so much confidence when he tags the shots. He will challenge. Really nice early lead here from Fabi. They got the first rocket launcher, which is still in the hands of Fabi. In fact, it's going to be Moz with those ones. He's going to have 2, in fact 3 rockets left as well. So 4-kill lead, 3 rockets in the bank. You've got to say this is looking very healthy here for Fabi to start off Coliseum Slayer.
Oh, he heard the ground pound. He knew what was being teamed up, and he knew what was going to be coming down, and death from above. 12-5 will be the current scoreline. But that's the man, the myth, the legend that is respectful with the sniper rifle. Will jump for a second, and he's actually managed to stay alive. Unfortunately, though, the sniper rifle, Harry, didn't fall off the map with him, so that's going to be left looking for a player over on Immunity to pick that weapon up and try and make something happen. But all I'm seeing across the screen is red X's here, as we are on the POV of Junior. And we've got another red player on the opposing side. That's going to be respectful. More than likely the man who has reclaimed the advantage with the sniper. Yeah,
that kind of period of play from Junior right there is kind of the counter to a team that likes heavy tower presence, right? If you go over to top rockets and get that carbine, start raining fire down into that sniper tower area, it's a really good counter, and as a result of Junior putting all that damage down, it's only a 4-kill game right now, so if they can get this next rocket launcher, they're right back in this game, to be honest with you. But you can see a Fabi player right there. I believe it's Jimbo actually on the rocket spawn at the moment. Really nice shot there from Junior to take down 2 Foxy, but Jimbo again in a prime position to pick up the rockets. He's just picked up those, so if Junior could find his scalp right here, that would be a big one to take, but Jimbo escaping with the rockets.
And he's also out of sniper ammo right in front of his face. The trade does go down. 1, 2, 3 red dots all appear. He's going to try and take somebody with him, which he does at least. That's going to be Moz, but it's Jimbo with the rockets. Holds off for patiently for just a second until Seduce gets in range, loses his legs, blows him off the server. Jimbo, 2 rockets in the chamber, looking for blood. He smells it. He knows where they're going to be. They're going to be down here inside the cave. 1 red dot appears on the radar, but that's going to be fine because he's got respectful behind him with a carbine. Takes him down. That's going to be Junior. And now he knows that they're going to be trolling around here, Harry. They've kind of got them locked back into this blue base.
Yeah, I actually want to swap over to Respectful right here. Jimbo did not connect with that rocket. He will clean up Seduce, but Respectful was playing kind of the Junior position right there at top rockets with that carbine. We can see a big fight going on here between Jimbo. He actually gets the stick as well. 2 Foxy cleaning that one up, but the new sniper's just come up, which means Moz here is going to rotate from around that trench area to try and get some height here on this sniper tower, making sure Immunity don't get that sniper. But I've just seen the score, 27-18. Immunity, they need this sniper to try and claw away the deficit. But 10-kill lead here for Fabi. They look in a prime position to grab the sniper, and it's the main man to grab it for them as well. So Immunity, they're under the cosh right here.
They've got to be careful though, because Moz on his hands and knees and crawling around in grass down bottom mid. We do see 2 Foxy tags up 1. Most comes in. That's the manner I said you need to be careful of across that map. He finished off the kill. Scup's in hard, but unfortunately is shut down. Looking to see if that sniper does fall off of the map. We're looking at Jimbo's POV. He's going to go check it out. You know what? It hasn't. It's already just there waiting for him on the pyramid side. Scup's in, hits the pillar. That was put in a while back to give a little bit more kind of traction over on the rocky side and somewhere too high. Staying alive here on pyramid. He's going to be crouching down to get his shields back, but he's only got 3 seconds to get out and bail, which is what he does. Not getting the kills, but you know what? When you look at that scoreline, Harry, 32-21, it's huge.
Yeah, it's commanding. The silver lining is, though, is that Seduce has the rockets, and they've just taken Jimbo out with the sniper, I do believe. So if they can get that sniper in their possession, they can start getting some untradeable picks. But FAB, they don't like sitting when you have the power weapons. They will push you very aggressively. So Immunity need to keep their wits about them. Seduce on our screens right now is going to be a big player in this game at this moment in time. He needs to shut down any of the FAB players who are going to fly towards his own sniper rifle. He needs to make sure he shuts them down with this 1 rocket he has left. And in fact, he's going to collapse into the base. Bit of a whiff rockets right there. You can't be doing that, Seduce. Oh my days. Really should have gone for the easier option right there. The silver lining is Junior still with a sniper, but that long-range rocket, man, that is a low percentage rocket, and they've just surrendered the sniper to 2 Foxy once again. That's
2 rockets in a row that he just YOLO'd and went for it. 1 across map on back rocket bridge, 1 in the back of the base. That was 2 easy kills. If he would have been a little bit more patient, he could have bagged. You don't want to be, when you're so down, when you're down by 10 like this, you don't want to be going for those Montage-style long-range rockets because it's just a complete and utter waste.
ANZ rockets, lol.
No. Is that what we're already getting into that already?
Nah, we just got to brush past that, I think. Still a 10-kill lead, though, for FAB, and 2 Foxy's been putting so much damage down. He's out of ammo in both of his weapons. He's going to pick up the silenced assault rifle, but now an 11-point lead, and this game looks out of the hands of Immunity, in my opinion. Looking at the power weapon pickups from FAB, they've had 4, and not a single power weapon actually picked up from Immunity off the get-go. So very interesting that we're seeing a power weapon pickup differential between these 2 teams. FAB definitely the more drilled side here on Coliseum.
So here we have it then, 42-28, 6 minutes remaining on the clock. Power weapons are about to pop. And I tell you what, Immunity, they need to grab them and they need to make something happen if they want any chance of staying in this game. Voltage will go flying off the map, tries to stay on, but unfortunately it's too late. 2 Foxy picks up fresh sniper rifle, checking every single corner, looking across at rockets. He's just seen ahead. Dive up. Can he get a headshot? Can he land it? No, he cannot. He's going to take another crack at it. But the carbine, the distance on that weapon is just too strong. That weapon is insane and will just cause you all kinds of damage at long range.
Yeah, and it's such a frustrating position to deal with when you're a sniper at tower as well. That's why it's kind of the hard counter, because that carbine, like you said, can drill cross map, and it's a really tough angle to hit. You can only really see the head and shoulders of the other player's Spartans. So really nice counter right there. Respectful, you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, has the rockets, but 2 Foxy still with the sniper, 49-32. This is GG.
Yeah, just wants to seal the deal, looking for players, but he doesn't need to do it as Respectful comes in hot with another kill, and there you have it, FAB-E. They go up in the series 2-0. Certainly, night and day performance when we look at game number 1. Game number 1 was a little bit squeaky bum time for the boys on FAB, especially when they went down 1-0 so early on. But I tell you what a fight back that was. That was absolutely incredible. And once again, the man at the top of the stats, Respectful, 17-7. 5-7 for 2 Foxy. Unfortunately, 3-10 coming out of Taj. Not the best statistics from him.
Definitely not. Very surprised actually seeing such a low kill output there from 2 Foxy, considering he had a lot of snipers in his possession. But again, they're coming out with the W. They won't be too fussed about that. But yeah, FAB really strong there on Coliseum. Respectful putting up big stats. He is known as the best player in Europe, and so far in this series, he's dropped an overkill game 1, highest Slayer in game number 2. Let's see what he can do going forwards. This man's on fire in day number 2 at the Halo WC.
Yep, especially after what happened yesterday, we knew that the Optic, I think the Optic were a bit of a wake-up call, to be honest, because Optic Gaming really just, I don't even know what to say.
Well, I said it on the cast yesterday. It was an absolute beating. It was a dismantling. Let's make no bones about it. But I would have loved to have seen that series on this day, right, where FAB have a chance to reset after that straight series where you know, they left a lot on the line. Straight as a team that FAB have struggled to overcome at previous tournaments, and when you come to the biggest stage like the Halo World Championships, players like Respectful really get down on themselves when they fail to get over the hurdle that they failed to overcome in the past. So I really would have loved to see that series today, but Respectful so far in the series has been absolutely on fire.
And we kind of said it, and it says it in his bio. Highly regarded as the best player outside of North America, failed to qualify for the Halo World Championship 2016, and has since won 3 back-to-back EU majors, that being the 2 Pro League finals and of course the London event. And we said this a while back, Brandon and Mose, they kind of needed that beating. I mean, it was devastating to watch Dignitas get booted out of a competition where we highly regarded them as potentially being the people that would dethrone Epsilon. When Millennial beat them, I was like, well, yeah, this just got very interesting.
It was heartbreaking to watch for them, but they've made it here now, and Respectful is a player that so far this series has been on fire. Actually, the highest damage dealer in the last game and the highest streak in the game as well. He actually went on a 7-kill streak. The next nearest was actually just the 2-kill streak from the next nearest player, and I believe that was 2Foxy. So yeah, going into game number 3, Immunity, they need to take this one in my opinion. FAB, one of the better European teams on Plaza Strongholds, yet to drop it against a European team. Let's see if they can continue that streak against ANZ competition right here.
We're going to kick it off with Voltage. In the previous game, didn't have the best run, looking to try and fix that and make amends and do much better in this game. Struggling to take middle control. Finally he does. There's the camo guy as well, eliminates him from the map. Seduced also with a big double kill down in the kill feed. Benno will transition down to bottom mid. He's got some teammates for help. They'll secure that. 2 plots on the board. Keep up this aggression. Push that triple cap. Take down 2Foxy. But unfortunately 1, 2, 3. As soon as I'm saying that, Harry Curse the caster, they are dead. Fabi come back swinging.
And who else is it other than Respectful to get a big double right as it looked like Immunity are about to take control? 2 from Respectful and 1 from 2Foxy, and this is a very dangerous position for Immunity to be in, because now they're 3 down. Respectful is going to push this yard so quickly, but looks like they got a fortunate spawn right there. Benno is the man to make the stand on yard. He will be taken down, but he took 2 down with him. But Jimbo and 2Foxy here already double capping the yards, so looking across the screens, doesn't look like they have nest control at all. So in my opinion, a bit of a weird play call there for Fabi, surrendering the nest to Immunity. Now they have a little bit of a better spawn. Seduce is going to come around. He's going to have that S4 control and have height on all the Fabi players. 2 kills in a row now for Seduce. That play call from Fabi, in my opinion, a bit of a misplay.
What a grenade though, backs it off the floor, takes down Mose. 1 player on White Cow will fall also. Now they're going to make a transition down to bottom. They're going to collect that. What's the best call here, Harry? Are they going to have to just push around and hopefully get the next one, because Nest behind them is falling?
Yeah, Nest was falling, but you can see in the kill feed 2Foxy went down. Looks like there is another player. Big team fight going in there. Seduce coming up clutch, but 2 kills again from Fabi. Respectful and Mose chiming in. They have mid back, and now they can push Nest here as well. If I'm Immunity right here, if you spawn blue, if you spawn tram, don't try and contest this Nest unless you have a player like an Immunity player right here who can potentially make a play on Respectful, but Jimbo has his back. So looking for Immunity here to get yard and try and push out from there. In fact, Fabi never even got the nest right there, so Jimbo is actually going to be forced to be pulled back from the loop and capture this. But again, kill feed, 2Foxy with 2. Big fight right here. Jimbo wins it, and he lets Taj know. That is a big kill from him.
Reversal comes in with the Storm Rifle, takes him down as you mentioned, Harry, but he will fall himself as he looks for top mid. We do see an SMG action across the map. Junior's POV now fresh camo in hand. Let's see what he can do with this and make something happen. 14 to 27, time is ticking away. But you can't go burning camos like that. If you want to come back in this game, you've got to put power-ups to the maximum usage.
So this is something Immunity did earlier on in the game when Fabi accidentally pushed the yard a little bit too soon. They push round to blue and then push round to Nest. Mose with a shotgun though is immediately taking them down. 2 from him. We haven't really seen too much of his point of view so far this series. And this is dangerous here from Immunity, because this is something Fabi do so well. We actually have, I want to swap off of Mose's point of view here soon to Jimbo. He's actually just gone down, but one thing they do so well, they actually have Respectful in the yard right here, but 2Foxy, he's going to push back to the nest and kind of sit around the S4 area. What this does, it blocks all the snipe lift spawns and forces Immunity to spawn tram and blue. 3 though in a row from Respectful. Marvelous stuff from the best player in Europe, and look at this triple cap, 54 to 14.
What's really scary about this, Harry, is the fact that they have the triple cap, but they're getting the slays at the same time, and you know, usually you'll see triple cap poke up and all of a sudden it will be then dropped because a team will manage to jump on a nest, jump into basement or something and get a couple of kills. But look at this, the rotation out of Respectful with that shotgun. I believe that's 6 or 7 kills from him now in a row. He is just single-handedly dismantling Immunity.
Yeah, I want to swap over to Jimbo right here. We just saw Respectful putting damage down. But again, look at Jimbo just making sure he's in a position to contest the nest in case of the snipe lift spawns. He will go down right there. So good job from Immunity to get the nest. But this is something FAB have actually worked on really well. Just making sure they're always blocking that snipe lift spawn. Or even if the enemy does get the snipe lift spawn, it's going to be them in a position to contest it. But this is the chance for Immunity to get back into this game. They have the nest, they have bottom middle. All they have to do is make sure they trap FAB in the yard right here and then flank round and try and push that triple cap to make this game as close as possible.
37 to 24 when we look at the kills. Make that 38 over for the side of FAB. 21 to 80. 2 plots in the hand of Immunity. Can they keep a hold of them? Not for very long. Bottom mid will go down. Jimbo runs in. Doesn't manage to get the camera though. It's burnt with a nice perfect kill and a double coming out of Benno. Will drop down to bottom mid. Helps his team out. Another one comes in to tag up as well. They'll transfer that plot a lot quicker. Grenades go down. Trying to find people. Trying to get some feelers and some hit markers. Nice transition over to Cafe Window, but Jimbo's there with the BR. Forces him back. No shields. Grenadier coming in thick and fast. Needs to run. Still no shields, Harry. Benno just can't escape the oncoming assault of FAB.
No, he can't, and it's really worrying from Immunity, the fact that he's surrendering bottom middle so easy to FAB. Big team fight going on here right now, though. Looks like it's going to be too Foxy in bottom middle to make the kill happen. 2 kills in a row. That's bottom middle transitioning to FAB, and now instant triple cap thanks to that play from 2 Foxy. Immunity here, wherever they spawn, they're going to have to push back to yard, and they're going to face FAB members flying at them as soon as they try and grab that. You can see 2 Foxy here actually is going to rotate round to Tram right here. I like the play. He already saw yard was being captured, and now he has a chance to either push down to bottom middle and contest that with his team, which is what he's going to do. And if they get kills early here, he can rotate right back. He's already on the driveway. He can start capping yard right here, and with 3 down, you see on the scoreboard, that's going to be game.
There you have it, 100 points in the bag for FAB. They take game at number 3. I tell you what, they've warmed up in comparison to game at number 1 because they looked a little bit rough, but now you are seeing Europe's finest roster come out swinging. Incredible performance from them. 50 kills in total for FAB, 32. Oh, just 18, unfortunately, coming out of Immunity. And
Taj, you okay, bro?
Oh, that's not.
You okay, bro?
That's not good.
Come on, man. 2 and 13. It's only FAB, bro. It's only EU Halo. Come on, man.
It's just Respectful. Don't worry about it. But
yeah,
look at his stats, Harry.
Oh my days.
Take a look at the damage done because this man is like
7.
He's becoming a machine.
He is. I mean,
look at that.
The amount of damage Brandon Stones puts down. I mean, look at that KDA. It's head and shoulders above the rest of his team, and it's.
I bet if we looked at the, I mean, we can
machine.
still look at it while you guys are watching the players. We can still have a look at the strongholds. It's not as if he's actually doing non-objective work. He's got the most defenses in the game.
Yeah, and he was basically taking down Immunity players that were falling into the trap of FAB in that game. FAB's so good at Plaza Strongholds on the European circuit, purely based on the fact that they can manipulate teams into doing what they want them to do. We saw constantly in the game Jimbo and the boys contesting the nest, capturing the nest, and then sitting there afterwards, making sure Immunity was spawning blue and Tram, and from there they had to make a decision, did Immunity. They had to push around to yard to stop the bleeding, and that's exactly what FAB wants you to do. They're so good at collapsing on the yard. And Immunity, that was a nightmare game from them, especially from the man on your screen. Just the 2 kills in that one from Voltage.
Yeah, not great whatsoever. He needs to make amends. He needs to go huge. He didn't have the best of games before, and I said that at the start of that last game. Unfortunately, it kind of transitioned and rolled on into the next game. Also, looking for him to do big things if they want to keep in this competition. This could be their 4th and final game of the entire competition.
ANZ top 12.
I know, this is an elimination match. We haven't even touched on this. Yeah. This is an elimination match. One of these teams will be going home and will be eliminated from the Halo World Championship. The first team to be eliminated from the Halo World Championship 2017. And at the moment, FAB, they're chasing that top 8 spot. They're chasing what Epsilon set. They set the bar, and they're looking to go higher, Harry.
They win this next game, they're top 8 guaranteed. And it really sucks for Immunity because a lot of teams were looking at Immunity as a team that could potentially trip them up in bracket play, but so far, they really haven't had anything to show for their performance so far in the series. Game 1 was pretty close on Fathom, but after that, FAB have really just been sweeping them aside as if they were just noobs in Arena, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's how it kind of looks. I think the one thing that's kind of annoying me a little bit more, Harry, is that now and again, from Immunity, there's signs of life, there's signs of greatness, and things just start to come together. But as soon as they get any traction on a map, FAB says, not today, my friends, get out of here.
Yeah, one thing I do want to see on this map especially, we'll start off with Jimbo, but Respectful and Mo's really good at controlling the sword here on Truth. And on Capture the Flag, when you have that sword in your team's possession, it makes flag running so much easier because you can move that flag very, very quickly. So look out for Respectful and Mo's in the kill feed, picking up sword kills, as well as moving the flag with it very quickly.
If he'd have managed to get that kill, but he needed a little bit of support from one of his teammates. On board with Respectful, inside his base, coming straight off the respawn, finds one top mid, looking for a second player on his radar. Up comes the Eli, down goes the voltage once again. Looking still. I believe he's been called out. Yes, he has indeed. I believe that's going to be Benno. He's trying to crouch around, but unfortunately does not get away with his life. Finally, Respectful is eliminated from the map. Let's have up on board with Moz, the player that did just take him down. Noob combo in hand, hanging around this bubble area over on car.
We're just a minute into the game, but Fabi and Immunity actually going toe-to-toe in Slades. In fact, it's a +2 now with those 2 kills in the kill feed in favor of Immunity. So really nice stuff from the ANZ team. They're actually putting some slays on the board, and as a result, Seduce is able to move this flag a little bit quicker across the map, but 2Foxy shutting him down straight away. But Junior with the sword in the Fabi basement, he can either go for slays right here, or he could choose to move that flag, but that needs a touch immediately, just about gets it. And even though his teammate goes down, Junior in a perfect position to move this flag very quickly. Looks like this is going to be the first cap on the board to the Australians.
Provided they've got the cover on the other side, which they do. There we have it. Finally, signs of life. Immunity, they go 1-0 up in the game. But, you know, Harry, we can say that they did go 1-0 up early on at the start when we watched Fathom CTF, and they ended up losing that. They need to keep up this aggression. They need to keep Fabi in the death screen. And once again, Seduced, he's on the assault. He's going to go toe-to-toe with 2Foxy, but he does drop.
Yeah, I like what you bring up in the fact that keep Fabi on the death screen, purely based on the fact that we saw Fabi on Truth yesterday against Optic really struggle when they weren't slaying Optic, right? When they couldn't get those kills on the board, they really found it hard to maneuver. They couldn't fight out of their own base and really struggled to do that. So as long as Immunity can keep up this slaying performance, the gap's closed a little bit. It was +5 in favor of Immunity, excuse me. Now it's just a +3, so Fabi closing the gap. But if Immunity keep on slaying like this, they're going to be in a good position going forward.
And also the best thing about keeping Fabi in death screen, you don't have to deal with this man. Yeah. This man has been an absolute monster. Storm Rifle. We call him Storm Rifle Stones for a reason. Camo in hand. Just whiffing around like a predator. He sees his prey, one on the radar, will come around the corner, looking for this player, but I actually think he's just probably already dead. In fact, he's not. I'm talking rubbish. He's just taken down Moz across the map. The flag's now going to come on the push or throw that out. There's no one with him though, Harry. He's here on his own.
Yeah, we did see those stats actually flash up on screen. KD ratio at World so far, not the best from Respectful, but you have to realize that those stats actually going to be very skewed. 3 down there for Immunity, Respectful with 2. It looks like the flag's on the move, but you have to remember, this Fabi team had to play Optic in 4 straight games yesterday. So that KD ratio from Respectful is going to be a little bit skewed. The flag goes in from Jimbo. All tied up in this game now, 1-1, and Respectful still slaying with this sword. Isn't it just what I said, though? Respectful and Mo so good at controlling the sword here on Truth. We see it so much in Europe. They're doing it here at Worlds as well.
What makes me laugh is that he was dead. He died with sword, and then Immunity allowed him to get the sword straight away off at the respawn. I really want to see Immunity make something of this. I really want to see Immunity give Europe's finest a bloody good game because they have the ability. I believe in this roster. They just need to believe in themselves. Mo's at the moment going to get his shields back, hopping around, will drop down bottom mid, creeping and looking for a target. Seduce comes down with the AR, but I'm going to say you're not going to win with that kind of bouncing, but he does. He made me look like an idiot. Now we see Junior moving up. He's got the sword in hand. Unfortunately, a little bit too overzealous. Walks straight into the oncoming of assault of a grenade. Will put a couple down himself, Harry, just trying to stay alive here, but unfortunately, it's Foxy. He says no.
Yeah, I wanted to swap over to Junior because he was doing a lot of good work identifying his team needed that pink 2 area because the camouflage is coming up soon. I believe it was Fabi who got the last one. Don't forget, it was Respectful who actually put those 2 kills together to put the flag capture on the the board for FAB with that camouflage. And guess who it is with the camo again? It's going to be Respectful. So deja vu right here. 2 camos in a row here for Respectful. Let's see if he can do the exact same thing.
Oh, and look at what other weapon he's combined it with. It's a storm rifle.
Deja vu, man.
Do you want to get up there, mate? No, that's fourth time.
All
you
right.
want another crack at it? No,
EU jumps, lol.
EU midship player right there. One player will drop. That's Mose who takes out Seduce from the Eli. Will get transferred back though. He will drop trade for trade going across. Probably 2 alive on either side at the moment. Storm rifle though does get traded out. 3 dead here for Fabi. Jimbo last man alive. His teammates have just spawned with him inside the back of the base. Grenades go down. 1 player top mid. No hit markers are found. Harry above the side of the P. Lovely little jump, but unfortunately just walks straight into the lines of a sword guy.
Yeah, Benno, the man. Again, pink 2 control. 2 slays on the board there from Immunity. Respectful just stopping that flag player though. Benno does have this sword, but that 1 slay from Respectful has stalled this whole flag run from Immunity. The Fabi spawners are already coming up on the Carbine side, and yes, oh, Benno missing the flag. That's huge. I was about to say, Benno could move the flag, but he would have been met at his own base by Fabi spawners overextending if Immunity weren't careful. But wow, him missing that flag really just didn't even give them a chance to move that flag. Seduce with 2 though.
Benno, please. That's really upsetting, man. I really wanted to see them just steam that across the map and put another one on the board. Instead, it's Seduce who will try and make something happen. Now, with Voltage, can he make something happen with this sword and this flag? 1 player below him does get beaten down, and all of a sudden there's a player in the back of the base to finish him off. Sword will transfer back into the hands of Fabi. Benno just staying low for a second. The flag will go back in the base. So, we're on even grounds at least. That's going to be a double there, Harry. About to say we're almost on even ground for Slays, but it's not. It's Fabi. Make that 3. Only 1 player left alive.
Yeah, only 1 player left alive, and it's actually Immunity outslaying Fabi right now. So we'll stay on some Immunity points of view. Looks like the flag is trying to be moved right here. Junior will go down. We'll see what Voltage is up to. He's down as well. We'll stick with him through the respawn, but 47 to 41 in Slays at the moment, make it 48 in favor of Immunity. But look at that kill feed. 3 from Fab right there, and 2 Foxy's the man coming in from Carbine, ready to move Immunity's flag. And if they're not careful right here, Fabi are so good at containing players in that Carbine bubble spawn. Look at the kill feed. Jimbo picking up 1. That's going to be a flag cap easily for Fabi.
Well, they're sliding this one in, and there you have it. 2 to 1. We're approaching 5 minutes remaining. Stealth cap came in. We're on the POV of Respectful. Tell you what, Harry, we've had enough of talking. You guys don't want to listen to us anymore. Let's listen to the communication with an Astro listening with Fabi.
Top mid now. Looking at him. Weak, one shot.
I got him. Okay, one's cut 2.
Stay alive.
I didn't actually run it that way, my bad. Dead tunnel.
The relay. 2 guys on me, car one's
One mid.
Another guy here.
I'm needing car 1, bro.
I'm in now.
P, 1 shot.
Top car now.
Boys, he's putting in.
Bubble, 1 shot. Come in, I'll window as well.
Oh my god, got it.
And there you have it, 3 to 1. Fabi, they advance. They make top 8. Europe has matched Epsilon's performance at the Halo World Championship 2016. But the unfortunate side of this is we have eliminated Team Immunity. ANZ's finest roster will go home and will fall at the hands of the European powerhouse. They go home in top 12.
What's crazy about that kind of last couple of minutes of that last game especially, Immunity were +7, around +8 in Slays versus Fabi. To finish the game, Fabi got 10 kills straight and actually finished +3 themselves. So really nice job there from Fabi, late game picking up their performance, and even when they weren't getting the Slays on the board, Sims, it was, I'll tell you what man, it was just such a good performance from Fabi. Even when they weren't getting the Slays, they were putting captures on the board. 16 assists from Jimbo, really putting the damage down in that game.
Take a look at some of the damage done. Oh, guess who's at the top of the chats once again? In fact, he's not. This time round, it will be Seduce who's top of the damage chats. We had 13 kills from him, 16 coming out of Benno as well, trying to make something happen. Taking a look at some of the flag captures and flag pulls. And generally, that was just, unfortunately, GG no re. They will fall and they will be eliminated from the cut. It's the downside to this competition. You've got to send people home. But the one thing I did like, we didn't have to send anyone home from groups.
No, that was nice.
It's made for an interesting bracket, I want to speak, because, you know, we look at what went down yesterday. We saw Splice lose to Luminosity across the board. We saw Splice beating Team Envious. We saw Team Envious pushing Liquid to a Game 7. We saw Luminosity pushing Game 7. once we get further on in the bracket, this entire competition, it's going to be wild. But the downside is we do lose